I'm Vic Myers. Welcome to the Resistance. This is Liberty versus Safety Part 3. Resolve. Those who would give up essential liberty to purchase a little temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety. Benjamin Franklin. I still believe this is a warning. In parts 1 and 2, I told you about different times when different lawmakers saw it as a warning and then as a cliche. And I promised to tell you how I, as a legislator, will heed the warning and fight to protect our liberty. When I was a kid, there was one sure way to lose a privilege: abuse it. In 1978, the executive branch was abusing its law enforcement privileges. Congress reacted by taking away some of those privileges in the form of restricting how they used those tools. Unfortunately, time has proven that simply restricting their executive branch privileges was not enough. And even more unfortunately, Congress has proven that it is unwilling to take the measures necessary to protect our liberty. That means it's up to the states to do it. The core idea of my candidacy is to make Colorado strong enough to deal with things just like this. When it comes to government surveillance that tramples on our liberties, it means the states must remove all complicity with the federal government. We have to take away the tools they're using to abuse their privilege. On the issue page of my website, vic4hd47.com, I have both an outline of the legislation I'll propose and an in-depth policy paper that explains it in detail. In a nutshell, I'm going to fight to strictly prohibit state and local governments in Colorado from having private surveillance cameras on government property. I'll also call for prohibiting any government agencies from sharing any data collected with any federal agency, and the penalties will be strong enough to ensure compliance. I haven't put the penalties in my policy yet, but I'm thinking along the lines of termination and loss of law enforcement certification. We've already seen that simply relying on departmental policies and supervisory oversight doesn't work. That's the policy I want to fight for, but I promise to tell you how. Every politician, they all tell you they'll fight for something, but do they? Senator Jeff Merkley from Oregon, in the last Congress and this one, has submitted legislation to stop institutional investors from buying up residential properties. He campaigns on it, but he's never, at least not as far as I can tell, actually fought to get it passed. I like to say that if we keep doing what we've been doing, we won't keep getting what we've been getting. We'll get worse. That's why I'll take a different approach to passing legislation compared to what I've seen as the norm. I won't simply try to convince leaders and skeptics in the legislature to vote for my bill. I'll never be as convincing as the special interests donating to campaigns and promising to enhance their political futures. I'll find like-minded legislators of either party, I know there's a few, and form an informal people's caucus. Together, or alone if I have to, we'll go into the districts of those legislators who are standing in the way of protecting our liberties. We'll have town halls and meet and greets with their constituents and let their constituents put pressure on them. We can keep doing what we've been doing, or we can do something different. Thanks for listening. Good day.